Mighty Mike. Good morning, beautiful fellow human beings. So, I'm not too sure if anyone's awake, but you know, I trying to get back into my trying to get my hands back, to be totally honest. So, some middle of the night tying probably will do me well. And today I finally got not finally, just ordered this, jeez. But wanted to order this last go, but figured would hold off because I had a bunch of the little glitter eyes that I made a while back. However, I went ahead and just ordered again. Right now on their site, it's free shipping over 20 bucks, which is pretty dang unheard of in my personal experience. And this is, of course, UV Craft, made in USA. And we got white and black. Tell you what, I had the pink in the cart, but last minute, things are a little uncertain still out in the swamp, and suburban swamp now. And had the pink in the cart, but decided to put her up. However, man, they threw it in. And hey, evening, Loki. Or morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm real stoked on this. I've never had tinted resin before, and holy trucks. For eyes, I plan on really just using this. Be way easier. I've been keeping these black nibs on it. I really like that a lot. I got some fake UV crafts. I'm guessing that's what they're trying to rip off. From Amazon, and I had some of these nibs. I haven't even opened it yet, to be totally honest. It was on sale, like 20 bucks for 3 bottles of this resin and the light, and it was on sale for like 10 bucks. I really needed the light, and it was the same price as just getting a light by itself. But the nibs are really into that, for real. And the other side, I'll probably use the thinnest tip. And what I'm very excited to use this for pretty dang immediately is dumbbell eyes. I never could really pick what colors to use. I mean to pick up, but I got loads of plain ones, and if I could just scoop up bulk plain Janes, some UV resin on that, even if I have to work in layers, I think that'd be ideal. And let me get those nibs. Super excited on this though. Zero tack and it cures really fast. I've been using Mr. Resin for the last few years, and that does me super well. However, you know, it's a big old bottle. It's low viscosity, but it's still quite thick. I could demonstrate it. The curiosity is had. And I need a shoot. I might grab it out there. Oh man, I have the perfect organizer for this. Let me grab it real quick. I'll have this mic here. Yes, got the thin and thick, which, let me grab real quick the, like, knockoff stuff. Yeah, I didn't even open it because the reviews weren't very promising. Just super tacky. But, you know, if, like, one day there's a magic product that comes out that takes that away or something, I don't know what else to do with it. But let me grab that. Get it on. I'm gonna probably make some of those bonefish flies. Been wanting to for a minute. Oh god, that's heavy. beads are super heavy. So printed this with that printer out there, so gonna be ideal. I'll put these in the light. This on Thingiverse is a nail polish bottle holder. I did print out one specifically for UV resin, but I guess it was a certain brand, and like those little bottles, and nothing I had was even that small, not even the Sally Hansen's or the hardest hole, which same size bottle. Okie doke. So I did one more thing. I did clean those jigs off. So how I did that was with my scissors. I'm not too like they're, yeah, it's like buttery, and I cut. These ones were a lot easier. I couldn't figure out a better way, so I was doing it like this. Now that it's like on a camera, it was hard to use my hands. But you get the drift. And really easily was able to clear all those off without getting too much lead shavings everywhere. I don't know how it gets so hot in here. Open the vent all the way. I have to open the door. It is not something I oh, got a little piece of lead on the floor. But I just throw that in a jar. So eventually, when either have some wood to carve some jigs into, or what have you, can try to melt some. But here, let me open this door so I don't. It's really, really steaming here. Back room. Alright, so a few things, but gonna go on first. Get back to some of the, I guess you could say, old school saltwater flags and scrims, which I need to really look into and watch how scrims are presented. And this has a golden rest of the day. It's 3:58 here in Southeast Florida. And kind of got the hooks a little bit more organized. I'm gonna use one of these size 1 3407 mustaches. And this one is going to be super, super simple, but I really, really, really wanted to give this a go for a long time. And before I switch the thread out of my bobbin, I'm going to get that done real quick. And this is a bend back, Jesus, a high tie. Very simply tied in bucktail. And I did plug in a hair straightener get the bucktail a little nicer. Some of it's kind of been packed together pretty tightly. And this vise thread, the cording for keeping smooth bodies, I struggle with it. I mean, it's really round and really tight. I don't know too much about their threads yet, excluding the few that I have. However, the saltwater flies and stuff like that, I really like it. So far. And for this one, it appears to be about a hook and a half, or like a shank and a half. So I just want to make sure this is going to be long enough. I'm so bad at this part. I definitely need to befriend some carpenters. Alright, okay, so let me just take 2 seconds and sometimes I just don't remember how to even use these hands. I got a little bit shorter because it is like 2 shanks seems a little bit more appropriate to the photo, which unfortunately, without the coast near and being able to smooth it, I was thinking about hot tub, but I wasn't sure how chlorine would affect anything. Hello, outdoors with us, with Rose. Making here a a high tie. There's a few patterns that I've been really wanting to give a go. Game Changer is one of them, and just saw that slow water one, which was really nice. But then that reminded me, I was like, man, that reminded me of something. The with the hackle feather laid flat, so the stuff could lay on top of it. Oh, Flatwing, flat tie. Hey, Michael. Good morning. 4:02 here in Florida, but didn't get much done today. So was that like a steady enough pace that, and then slept for a good while after got a few packs of Reuben sheds, just 2 of these Azulas. The color combination for this area I felt like could bounce around from fresh to brackish and probably even salt, because some of the salty spots at low tide, like the inlets, and but the Gator outside, 15 foot easily. I couldn't believe my eyes. Unfortunately, when I first got out there, it was eating a whoops. Did not notice. Still plugged in. So, when I first got out there, you had I am outdoors with our, yes, had a turtle in its mouth, and, oh, it's on that phone, duh. Shoot. Well, I did post it on Facebook, just like 2 pictures, maybe the video. I'm guessing the video did get through in the group chat though. For the grasshopper. I'm not sure if the picture of the big 15-footer did. It was so big. I could not believe it. I've never seen a gator that big, like, in the canal. The only time I did, unfortunately, was missing its head, because probably poacher, what have you. But, or, I don't know, I don't know. But after a few minutes, it grabbed another turtle, like a huge one. It was intense. Huge turtle. This thing was so big. I'm always down there. They've got pretty good sized ones. Maybe 5 feet, 6 feet is probably tops that I've seen. This is well over 10 feet. And holy trucks, there was 2 of them, and I had to immediately grab, to bring the drone out. So there is drone footage, and you could see its whole body. I just, I could not believe it. I think my Facebook is public now, so I had to take Facebook off of this phone because delete any big apps. I didn't need it on both phones, but now I'm seeing it's kind of a pain. But anywho, yeah. So I'm still reeling off that, and oh, I need some. That's a little soft from earlier. I was giving those flank wings a go, but I was tying on a sewing needle because I live very far from a tackle shop, so running out of hooks is a huge fear. But a lot harder. I'm gonna give it a go here because I wanted to pour the feathers out and like try to grab some good ones. Alright. So I'm gonna try to go down pretty smooth and then go back up pretty smooth with the little tufts of bucktail. Florida, yep. Ironically, Michael, I was wearing Crocs. I'm not even kidding. My sandals, the ones I have, clothing and shoes don't last very long out here. So I'm down to these like kind of tourist sandals, and I don't have any like off-roaders. They finally snapped down there when I was getting the canoe, and but I had a pair of Crocs that I found in the ocean because again, I've been out here for 6 years, no stores or anything. So anytime I find something, holy crap, I grab it. Like the Columbia shirt that I wear sometimes, the only reason I grabbed that from the bridge is because it was my size. I'm gonna do so well in Flamingo, so I'm not complaining, but the Gator, oh my god, I gotta get that footage out and like at least just like get some screenshots from it, and then it'll be neat to see if any of the little gators were captured on the way out, because they look like lizards now. Going slow because the overhead light kind of, my eyes can't pick up the like thread really well. One reason I liked that white desk a lot, because I'm staring at this hook, but I see all this like shine and blur in the background. And one of the first fly tying media like that I watched was excluding YouTube, was I left one of those White Rapids DVDs that I think Bass Pro put out. And it was Lefty Crave saltwater flies. And there's one with him and Bob Clouser for warm water flies. And I wish there was a whole show that reminded me of like old school PBS. But anyway, he had a little placard that he would put in front of his vise, so wasn't distracted, like the eyes aren't distracted by the background and like zooming in and out, or like focusing in and out. Like he had one side white and the other blue or something. And I did grab some white curtains. Bless y'all who could have white curtains. That sounds intense. I feel like if I had white curtains, they would look like a prop from a horror film within a few months. Yeah, I'll just use these scissors. I'll wax. Do you get any time travel machine? I wish. Was via music a few minutes ago. I didn't realize almost how much time went by. But I do want to go back out there at sunrise, and I don't want to miss that. So even like even if the gator's not there, I don't want to miss running out. So real quick, I'm putting these. I meant to put the link in the description for this resin. It is, I would say, God's gift to mankind, but like no, like some people that really care about freaking, like bane of my existence. If you look up everybody knows this, I'm sure at this point. When you look up UV resin on Amazon, for instance, and there's like 1,000 different bottles, and they all have like floral logo, and it's all the same, and none of it cures. Why is it made? Why can't they receive shame or something? Make it stop. Stop producing UV resin that doesn't cure. Gonna get your ass beat. I'm just kidding. But for real, it drives me nuts. And this stuff, it was instant, and it's made in America, which is, I'm all for that. I just can't get over that aspect. Low odor, indeed. It does have low odor. I mean, it smells like UV resin, but you gotta be really up close with it. And compared to the craft resin. And I do love Mr. Resin for larger pieces and jewelry and stuff. Even did some leaves and flowers. And I think that's Japanese. I'm not sure, like, if the company's Japanese and it's made there also, or what have you. I don't really know anything about them. However, love this stuff for jewelry a lot. It's thick. It says low viscosity, but it's thick. Like, this thin stuff is exactly, I can't get over it. It's watery. I don't know how that's possible to have UV resin like water. But they sure as heck managed it. I also don't know if they make t-shirts, because I would totally buy one. My shirt is in the background. A lot of like employee shirts or company shirts will have the logo in a corner, and every single time before streams I'm digging through stuff just to find like a blank enough background I kind of dress like a crazy person, so everything has a little too many prints on it, and it really bugs the camera out. So let me stop talking and get this clump in. Now, as far as the amount, hey Ren! So what kind of cement do you use? I was using this, and I really liked the penetrator, only because that's the first finish like glue I've ever used, and brush applicator. Head cement I absolutely sucked with the entire time. Both are pretty dry, and but the head cement, like, I think if I applied it with a silicone tip or something, it'd be better with that. And for glue, I just got this recently, but I'm pretty terrified of that. I've never seen a danger say, danger, bond, skin, and eyes in seconds. That is so intense. But I guess, like, really into glue. And I'm not too sure if I've ever come across, like, seen Zapper, but there's a store in West Palm Beach, here in Florida, called the Glue Factory. They sell steel drums in the back, and if you cut it in half, you have yourself a grill forever. And they can't make grills anymore at all. They're disposable at this point. And the it looks like Charcoal Grill, or what's that one brand? There's a few brands that I feel like I still see really good reviews. But that oil drum, oh my gosh, what am I talking about? But yeah, maritime glue, like every type of glue. I love that place because crafts, like not all glue, like fabric, and I don't know anything about this stuff, but man, it I really like specialized stores, and especially for tools and supplies. Michael's is pretty, it's not the best. They have like a bunch of different useless glues. Their store brands. It's just, I don't know. Always been very afraid of the glue factory closing. Okay. Alright. My hesitancy has a little bit of a reason. This is a barn burner match size clump of bucktail, but I'm not sure what a barn burner match is or how big barn burner match. And there's gonna be quite a few clumps. I'm figuring, like, as I go up, the proportions will start feeling a little. So maybe just hook length. It has this stuff right on the back. I'm thinking some glue for sure. don't want to go and get it too lumpy. Wondering if it's too soon to. Oh, what am I talking about? It's way too soon. Let me throw. No. This Zapagap is. Like, should I cut it and then add glue? Would Zapagap be a different? I am from the third most stage. Oh, wow. Yeah. I apologize for the question. Is the danger due to like political stuff? I don't know too much about the Yemeni culture. However, I've seen art and, of course, like recipes and food, and I might be a simpleton, but beautiful, beautiful. This is a shame. I kind of disappoint myself with how little I know about like, I guess, geopolitics, which I try to focus on, but I've always like, recipes, like cultural stuff, like government and that kind of stuff. That's so ever changing. Like the culture is like what really goes through the people anyway. Like music. Like, to be honest, everything I know about politics here is against my will. That's for sure. It just got too intense. But anywho, I think I like that amount. Maybe a hair more. Got this fancy doohickey that has ended up being extremely handy, keeping the desk a lot clearer. Because I do use wire brush and fleet brush. But I got this brush as a kid in the Japanese gardens, the Murakami Museum here. And for a lot of stuff, that those wider tines have been ideal. So it's sweet. Because hopefully, the close look there, I'll be back in hometown very soon. Like, at least here and there, more. So, gotta get back on these saltwater flags. Because where I'll be is a small stretch, but it is shoreline. And I'm more than happy to walk there during sunrise to try to practice before people. Don't want to catch a person. That is incredible, Yaslin. Do you do anything with the fur? I'm wondering if the second one should be a slightly longer and then start going shorter. I think so. I like how elk is a global also, you know. I live currently live across from hunting grounds and not elk here, but got deer and boar, gator, which I don't know if you're in Discord, but I'm fixing to share a picture of the gator from today. There, God, I had to have been over 10, or yeah, well over 10 feet. I'm not too, oh, I'm not too sure I keep it on top of that hook. These Lucy's. Like, I'm wondering if I should go behind it once or just. Okay. I'll go. Well, you're gonna like that or not? Yeah, I think so. Bit up there, I think. Saw an AREX video. I'm 90% sure it's AREX video, but made a deer stack or a deer hair stacked like bug, but it looked just like a stink bug, and it was, or like something that could instantly be a stink bug, maybe like with a slightly different, like more diamondy, or like a German root. But it was, I've never seen that before. I've pretty much only seen it so far with heads and stuff, because I haven't, barely scratched the surface, so. Really? UV resins react to different frequencies? I can't tell if it's like the time or if that is some trippy shit. Let me look that up real quick. Oh, a bit much on the glue there. Oh, shit. Yeah, my bad. I think this is the first time that I've been able to really sit down and made some kamikazes, or I gotta stop saying that. Made some just like little quickies for the canal quickies. My hands moving again. Can't tell if that's glue or. I'm not a cowboy, but they are badass. I agree with that statement. I'll say this is a little splotchy, but it's the smoothest that I've managed to keep it. Just trying to now kind of fall back or fall into being able to think stuff out, because I think I got enough material. I think I got enough random tips and tricks to like sustain, and every night besides I think Wednesday the tie supply streams, which are like literal lessons, and nostalgia trip with a lot of music, and Ruben's jigs for jigs, and David for saltwater flies. And I'm slowly making a list, kind of like a TV schedule, because it's really become like a class. I used to have a pig, but I do live in an equestrian area, so there are a lot of horses in this area. Michael Winston Fly Tang is an art skill you learn a lot from watching channels like this and others. Learn how to use the tools, materials, along with the text. Absolutely. Let me take a screenshot. Michael Winston. Yeah, I've been finally trying to get through everybody I see in the group, and which has been really mind-blowing, honestly, because I've been thinking about 8 or 9 months and seeing so many things and like faces to them, like the worms and stuff, has been blowing my mind a bit. Like, I've been going back to save posts from like realistic fly tying, or a lot of the Facebook groups, and that'll be some of the channels or people that it just is mind blowing. The things that the next thing I really want to do is an articulated fly, and so I have been trying to poke around for, especially some of the old school ones where some of these tools didn't exist yet, because maybe I have something for that. I saw, who was it that was making, I didn't get to see what type of wire that was, because I tried looking up what kind of wire is strong enough out of you can hammer copper to make it stronger, but is that still strong enough, or is that like, is there a way to test poundage on stuff, I wonder, like tying a weight to it? But yeah, any channel recommendations is pretty having trouble finding words, because like learned pretty much everything that I know from YouTube, especially craft wise, but it's just a whole nother world. And I've been watching more long form stuff now that I'm trying to settle in, kind of get past excitement and into focus, because like sometimes it's like hard to even focus because this shit is exciting. And the, what's it called, um, the long form stuff when streams aren't on, because a lot of the streams are removed when they have the music. Like if I pass by a tying stream and it has music playing, I try to stop and watch it because I know it's probably not going to be up later. And for instance, this twisting of the bucktail and the flat iron, let me make sure I credit or I get the name right. It was one of those Flatwings. I have it saved here. Is this? Yeah. So the Flatwing that like really neat. The hackle feathers instead of flat are this way, so it moves like that. And I still want to make one of those sand eels or the sandworms. I'm not sure if Ren's still. And but anyway, both of those tips are from this video. The twisting of the bucktail and the flat iron for bucktail, which I didn't think about. And I finally ran into it, so I had it set up because I had this creation station here set up pretty nice, but I've been trying to find a spot to rent on the coast, like back in my hometown, because I wasn't supposed to be out here this long. The world shut down and kind of got just like put on pause or what have you. Like as let's see. It's up a little bit. But another thing, after I get it wet, I really just want to keep these. Yeah, Florida Cowboys. It sounds inappropriate or rude, but it's not. Our Cowboys were called the Crackers, Florida Crackers. And that's why Floridians are some of the only, what have you, that probably won't get too offended. I just kind of realized that there's a really interesting curve on those. I bet those could cut like the thinnest silk ever without fraying it or something. Even being serrated. One thing I do like about the clamp is it's off the table, so I could have it really long down there. Now this is another example of a pattern I'd really like to have down. This book is probably from 80s, maybe 90s, but it's two materials. Well, one material, one tool and one material. I'm sure it could tie this by hand too, just holding the clump and the hook. I've made tassels and stuff like that, and just interesting, like, just fiber arts. I really like messing with fibers to begin with. That's why I've been very excited to finally put that enjoyment to use, better use. It's like tinkering with stuff, so I usually just use that to make jewelry. It's like a simple, useful object, but you know, probably makes so much jewelry. You can't even store it properly without it getting all knotted up. Some of it could probably fish with, but also the state of food kind of is horrible. This probably will be for a long time. Which did not expect to see what the news had to say today. But news always feels like a movie or something. More and more. I can't wait for the next one to do colors. It's gonna be so fun making colorful ones with this. Cause in theory, can I use this to make like that baby barjack? Is it the one that has the black and it goes down one tail, or one tail fin? Should be. I get the jacks confused so bad. I need that real world observation. It's just too far. Too far for too long. Ain't no way. Canal is not a river. The difference, like a river, but oh my god, the gator was so intense. I still can't get over it. Get a little hump there. So that's probably gonna like help the bucktail stick up. I don't want that, I don't think. Gotta smooth a little bit. Decently spaced, not horrible. Do like 2 more, hopefully 3 more. Gonna just make a true to this pattern here. I usually will try to get it done first. This is compiled by Lefty Gray. This high tide. I'll read the little thing. Oh, let me see. Good morning from Sweden. Very beautiful. Ooh, crochet. That is probably one of my favorite crafts ever. I really wish I either knew someone who could yell at me until it made sense, to be totally honest. Because patterns, man, one piece of paper or some numbers and abbreviations scribbled down, it's like you have a whole wardrobe on a post-it note. It's nuts. and just repetition and knots. It's super cathartic. Made a few things in crochet, but never got too good at it. I like the computer. They can't like automate it. It really is. Can honestly say Flatwing has saved my sanity for some reason. I've gone through just about every craft. Not gone through or just about every craft. I like messing with all kinds of crafts, but it was never lost on me that I never had one that like I was focusing on primarily or something. And that could, like take you somewhere. And these takes you right to the coast. And really blows my mind. Wish I did this since birth, but better late than never. Probably could put some resin on the belly. Let that soak in. Well, everything's tied on the top anyway, so I guess for the thread protection, maybe. I will try one where I tie behind each tie too, because I think that, I'm not sure if that'll help or not, but it might. I'm gonna go too close. Yeah, I really wish there was, I just punched myself in the nose. I wish there was, some local, like, groups or anything like that, really. Seems like there was. And is, like, but it's always, like, a few months ago or a few years ago or the 80s, 90s. We got mangroves, y'all. Man, twisting this really does seem to help, so I probably will make sure I always do that. However, I think this I might not have a chance. It looks like I'll TP, so maybe I'll collapse on each other, hopefully. It's just practicing. Ugh. God damn this vise. Sorry, excuse me, but I am at my wit's end with it. This will be sacrificed. No, I'm just kidding. But it doesn't seem to matter how much you tighten everything. If you tighten it too much, the metal just bends. Like every part of that does that. And I think sometimes I get some like loose ties because I'm just not giving enough tension. I wonder if some eyes would do good on there. I'm gonna do a sloppy little sloppy, like not the going to maybe put do this very round. I think. So I might add another clump, but I'll switch the thread out for the flysmith stuff so it's much thinner, and I'm hoping to get a smaller head like that because I get some humpbacks a lot. Oop, got a little gap right there. But I love the ones that are tied like this. It's very satisfying. Be funny to like braid it. Definitely need some work. I'm not beating myself up too much for it because I gotta see it move, man. I really do. I have one more complaint. I don't know why, but on these, I'm never too sure what I should consider the bend of the hook. I feel like I could have went back a little more though. 5 o'clock in the morning. Very excited for around 6:45. Excuse me. That's when the sun will start coming up. And all that. I might, yeah. Okay, so let me grab that thread. Here. to do a different color. I think I'll just stick. Oh, shoot. Very nice. Oh. So, I just like pushing these. I feel like will help keep it on too. I would not know how to ID thread by looking at it yet, or I just, ooh. Oh, wow, man. Time to be alive. Engineered freaking materials. Like, down for that, craft stores have been making me feel unforgivable amounts of rage for so long that I don't shop at them. I like Hobby Lobby just fine, but Michael's is not my thing one bit. Everything in there seems like Dollar Tree quality, super expensive. Like, they have good quality stuff, but that's the most expensive things, and I just don't understand all the filler stuff. And I mean, it's definitely has its, you know, purpose for many types of people, but I can never find what I'm looking for, and it's always Michael's. Or any, like, really, really big one. Like, it seems like the bigger, or pop, like, the more advertised the place, the kind of, just stuff that doesn't last, and like, they'll have like 1,000 different types of copper wire, but none of it's copper. There's just little things like that it just all seems like fake versions of what you're looking for. And that shit drives me nuts. So I pretty much used to shop at like eBay and thrift shops. A lot of times you'll find craft supplies at thrift stores. They'll have a section. And that way you don't know if it's gonna be from like 90s, early 2000s. And wild. Yeah, that's why I really, really value this stuff, like, wholeheartedly. I haven't seen, like, made in America on craft supplies in so long. It's like, you know, it's what is. Like, I'm just a visitor on this here planet. I'm not really, but, yeah, can't get over it. And I used to have a lot of mom and pop shops and, like, old tool shops and utility shops, but they've slowly been disappearing. And, like how a lot of this stuff is made in house, or it just blows my mind. A lot of respect. So also always looking for companies that, you know, as real human beings, might as well, like, for instance, the flysmith thread is godly. Like, any scrap it will definitely be putting into the hat, but it was way cheaper. Way cheap by far. 7 spools for 35 bucks. That is including shipping. And I forgot the 20% off code, or I forget how much it is there. I think it's the automatic 10%, like, if you do your email. So I forget. Alright? Been on just a little too many sites these last few weeks. But that was without anything. 7 spools. See, I'm a crafter. I've been taken advantage of for a long time. So, like, man, you could have sold me this for 35 bucks with a color like this. Never seen that. You can't look at the blue, like, glowing off of the super, super green. Very, very wicked colors on top of it. And just the fly tying thread in general as a tool has been very, very satisfying. I like making jewelry a lot, but thread is very weak. And the only way I was able to make that a little stronger was with wax. But like, I have a bracelet. I make jewelry, make it for just like gifts and stuff. I do not do that no more. No. But custom pieces, as in when gifts, that could be for anyone. I just like making stuff, just not like 50 of the same thing. Unless it's these, because that is totally different. Oh my gosh. It's like a school of them. That's a beautiful thing. But I have a broken pearl necklace, so I was thinking of figuring out what kind of thread maybe I could use for that, and that'd be neat. The silk, it's just can't find any strong stuff anymore, and when knotting for pearls, the holes are really small. You have to really pull the stuff through it, and even the really thick stuff, I think, is well thin enough for that. I just wanted to make a bracelet with them. But anywho, let me run out and grab some coffee. No Boone. Do you know what diameter or size it is? Because I convinced myself that the mono I had was like not proper. Because to be fair, I think it was before I had like hackle pliers, and I was just trying to wrap it by hand. I'm wondering if there's any tips for wrapping with mono, because a lot of the glass minnow and Crazy Charlie patterns, it'll be like wrap with 20-pound mono, and my mind just cannot like figure out how to do that, because I just can't get it to even remotely stay. But reading forums, what's it called? The mono for, I think, quilting or appliques seem to have a pretty strong usage rate, if you will. And that, I believe, is what I had, but I just could not get it laid down, and ended up having to get the thinnest stuff I could. But I got it for really cheap. eBay offer. At least I'm like 90% sure. Things where to get, but I've never seen that. But it doesn't give that like for surf candies, which is what I got it for. But that I never got the fiber, and I'm afraid of ordering it. I need to know exactly. Every fiber is so different. But yeah, it doesn't. I just can't get that like glassy kind of ribbed look with that. So I keep meaning to ask about mono. Because I was gonna like start asking. I mean, I know there's a bunch of different types of fishing line. Maybe there's one of those that have less memory. I really don't know. I'm telling you, I was fighting for my life. Needed to tie a proper weight to it, I suppose. Okay, let me run right back. Oh, here, let me put this on here because I was looking. Ooh, this orangey red is really nice. Wondering if I should do a clump of like a hair darker, but nah. Or red. Red might look cool. I wasn't aware that pink is more visible at deeper depths, and I wasn't able to watch more on it. I need to sit down long, but I was watching someone make a rubber swim baits, and they're making a pink-headed one. Oop. I'm wondering if this. Simple as it gets. No flash, nothing. So I want to read this real quick. High tides. Ooh. Okay, so this stuff is point 004. Pretty much that. Yeah, the Hobby Lobby. I just didn't make it to all of the sections because the one applique thread, this seems like the same spool that I had, which I think it dropped, but I'll find it. Just a regular, I think Singer was the maker. But dumb question maybe, but do you think like hitting it with a heat gun will it wrap it or use it? A thicker mono would help. I really want to essentially tie through this book really. And this just did saltwater fly patterns, which I really like pattern books with the spiral bind. Look how cool that looks. It's already. I think maybe even that would look nice. Man, that looks nice actually. I mean, what's the legality of something like this? Oh, look at that piece. That's perfect. Maybe a little bit. I like it. Make sure I get some of that off. Cut it. But I don't want to lose the placement. That little brown on top. I already forgot what thread. I really like that little patch of darker. Okay, this way. I'm thinking, I'm really focused right now. Oh my god. Did not realize, like, thinking faces were being captured. Try to get a little bit. I could always take this out. Just check like inside it. Bar, 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 Okay. Yeah, let's get 'em. This feels like silk. Oh, ooh, that was my recklessness. Holy trucks, that was my recklessness. Oh, it's definitely gonna take some question. I need to watch a few videos on whip stitch because I feel like I'm always doing it all like without understanding, I guess. I think that hook is a hair a lot too big. So maybe. Let me think. Probably get another clump on there. No. If I tie it over. Here, let me wet it. But I really, really like this type of tie method because I feel like this is another thing that, not a lot of materials could tie it on the beach, but how it's in lines could replicate any color or pattern just by, if it's got just a little stripe of color on top, like that, or if it's just got a little white on the belly, just one thing white and the rest. I really like those type of flies that are super simple and time tested is nice. I think that's gonna be very small. Let me show. Throw that bucket in it. Maybe we can make good wings. Hey, I was just thinking that because I don't think I could get another clump on it, but I was thinking maybe some marabou or something. I know it's not a terrible amount of room, but even if I I guess wrap it here, perhaps, or put two small marabou tips that maybe go upward too. I'm not sure. That might be an interesting thing. I think next time I'm gonna do less space. Wish I could find more DVDs and that, or like get some YouTube stuff on DVD. Which reminds me, I'm actually looking for a DVD player, one of those little ones. No, I'll find one at the thrift store eventually, but trying to make a mobile setup. And sometimes the internet, A, is non-existent, but also kind of forces me to watch what's right in front of me without any form of distraction, because there's just one DVD in the thing. I think definitely needs, or I have like a little bit of wiggle room, but until then, I'm gonna put this on a cork and keep it right here to try to bulk it up a little more. I really like these hooks this size for where I'll be, so it'd be really nice to be able to tie on them. But I really like that, because I usually aim for upturn hooks, because I do get caught a lot. But I just need to get more material on there a little more strategically. And let me refill my cup real quick. Trying to use this as some, got the Ruben Flores Azula here, which is in a 1/8 ounce. It does all the work for you. It looks like a surging fish down there. With the amount of gator activity, it is really hard to focus. And it's live. It's just so much happening that like you're trying to soak it in too. And the spinner underneath and the upturned hook, it's it's just like it feels safe with it. Like not gonna get caught, and I can focus on casting, and you know, strategic retrieval and presentation will be next. And as soon as I saw the spinner, I was like, oh man, that solves a lot of that. I haven't seen anything like this in any of the local shops. And I do look at them, especially now. My color combinations, all that. And see what seems to be used the most. And yeah, and these are those thumper shrimp. They're on mustad hooks, made here in, I think, Port St. Lucie. And by Hooked on Jigs. And was able to turn some of those into essentially those until I'm back near a tackle shop. But really, really, really like these. They're a little pricey, but I messaged them and they do sell bulk, so I didn't get prices yet. I was too scared. I really want to get a mold, because then all the lead I pull up swimming, I find so much lead that has the eyelets broken off, this and that. I could just be melting that and then recycled, so soul food. I really like being able to put trash tubes. So if you were to tie another one of these, what changes? My guess would probably be a smaller hook. Or an eely. Ooh, can make an eel. That'd be fun. And this, since it doesn't have any pieces that get like cinched, could probably be practicing these in the hot tub. I've been thinking of a way to make a test tank, because I really, man, I don't want to put this stuff in the garage. It's a Shell Rock 1927 garage, so I have a bad habit of like keeping stuff that I see potential in. Don't want to sound like a psycho or anything, but I cut everything up into a million pieces. I'm not keeping anything I cannot use anymore. I can hardly work in here. Nobody I know personally can drive out here because it's too far. So stuff that's still wearable and no stains I've been putting aside. A lot of friends I know have just like had kids, so I can't imagine in this economy. So anything that's still usable is not, gonna be tossed. But I was keeping stuff that like, oh well, I could always change this into a shirt or this and that. Did not do that anymore. And anything that was real silk, I kept that. But looking at all the materials, it was just polyester after polyester. I don't wonder why half that stuff, where it could be a sundress that looks like a regular like cotton thing from 1976, but it's not. It feels like you're wearing a garbage bag. I'd rather wear a garbage bag. So my journey of clothing is coming to an end. I have zero patience for it. They can't seem to make anything of quality, and I understand there's a lot of people on the planet. However, I cannot wear whatever that new material is. So I've been trying to find just cotton t-shirts and, be comfortable for a few years. Because I do, I like clothes just fine. I think they're fun. But women's clothing is just made to look like this or that. You could tell by our pockets. I really like that. On all of the bucktail, the darker section I really, really like. And it often looks incredible together. If that was some green or something. Alright, so let me grab a smaller hook. To the front. Appeared. At the okay, so here. I'm gonna point towards like the point, or just going back along like that. Man, Ryan, I need to post that gator picture. I'm still, it was two of the biggest gators, but the one was, I mean, the turtle was bigger than a basketball. It was bigger than my picnic basket. It was a huge, I wouldn't have been able to pick up the turtle if it was like in the middle of the road. I felt so bad. It was a haunting sound. I tried like, eh, eh, and then sometimes they get startled by the drone. So he threw his drone up and yeah, I think still got the gator, but did get it like swimming in the most, like the biggest cloud of just silk. It was a huge gator. I can't wait. Like it's like an hour until I could go out to see if he's there. Which I could go with the flashlight, but man, so yeah, so now I've been standing a few feet higher than usual because I've never ever in my entire life seen a gator that big in that canal. I had two turtles. I don't know if the first one got away. The first one was a small one, a small black one. And I think so. I think those are two pair. I don't know. I don't know how young they start mating because my gators now they look like iguanas. I swear they're so small. It's wild. But I really want to start getting more footage of them because sometimes I think it's easy to get spoiled by your own surroundings, which what's casual and not a big deal to you would be like, holy crap, to someone else. And gators, yeah. There is a reason why I can't really fish out here. And I'm out there every single day, but I keep the lure moving so fast, it's almost like I don't want to catch anything. Because if I do, I'm going to have to go down there. Alright, I'm going to use size. What? Wow, look at that. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's size 1. I remembered it as the same size, but okay, good. Oh. Yeah, okay. Jeez. Yeah. So this one, I could get creative with colors. So I just really wanted to make one pink one as a kind of nod to that original pattern, and I might maybe take a picture and then doodle on the picture like where the beard would go. So I add it properly. What's that? Okay. Let me switch out thread. Just get some size thicker on there. Not sure if I want to use the round vise or give this a go for this. This is the 52 denier. I have to order some more thread. There's quite a few sizes I want to get. This is I really mean to say like this is crazy. Like so there's a lot of craft stores and stuff that like I don't know, but it's mostly like either drop ship or like wholesale and then resale, like wholesale, you know, but the quality is just unreal. and the materials. Like Hairline, I was going through their catalog. It's just, it's really a mind-blowing field. One day, I will stop saying that. It's probably like a broken record. Ooh. So, I think it's, thick green. And white with a blue top and a red gill, because the red gill will be over the body. Maybe if I could add a red gill, and the stick out really well over green. You know, I'm wondering if I should make even a smaller one. Because this is a pretty big hook. Let's see. Yeah. Got the size 6. And small ones, unweighted, could be for sabiki, bait fish. Evening, Mia. Or good morning, rather. Run away from the shoreline. Yeah, check this out. I was watching a grasshopper swim to the shore, and I noticed it from a little farther than the center of the canal, and I was like, no way, that is a grasshopper swimming. So when I got close enough, I started filming it, made it to a leaf, and I was like, yeah, buddy. I look over, one of the little gators is hauling ass. And he just gobbled it up. Never seen a gator eat a grasshopper. And I did get it on video. I was recording it. And just hear me go, oh, no way. Like a torpedo. Ooh. Green lantern. It's definitely going to be getting a pinnacle soon. This is a really special bobbin. Got it from Victoria Cray. I really want to order some more. I wish I wasn't like in my hometown, have access to the world there to do a fundraiser, because it's not just she wants to clear space out. The money's being raised for medical bills, family medical bills, and I don't know how long she's gonna be selling them for. Flies, and she sells, you know, as she runs into like a big thing. It's been fascinating seeing like trays and closets full. Been saving as many pictures as I could. And yeah, it's on Facebook. I try to reshare a lot of the posts, but it's all the best for Lefty Cray, which is pretty much my gateway into uh, time flies. Oh my god. I cannot imagine what this looks like on a gold hook. Because it's like the silver shining through is really amazing looking. I have some gold offset hooks. Very similar size and shape. Oh shoot. Let me be right back. I just gotta let the dogs out. Oh, where did I put that big old thing? I mean, white and a little blue and then black, maybe. Like a baby root. Hmm. Oh, for sure. Oh well, let me look up. Maybe high tide variations. Oh, that's high. Saltwater. Bucktail. Oh wow, that's gorgeous. Look at that. me go watermelon. Bucktail, high tide. Guess can't really go wrong with this. And when I do a larger one, it'll be nice to maybe weight it. Let me get a shorter white piece. Keep that really long piece for a really long flag. Like a coal burning matchstick or something. But this is rather small. Oh, I appreciate that, Michael. Sparser layers of bucktail if you want a bucktail. Oh, okay. I could go sparser than that. How messed up is that? Can you imagine how trippy that must be in the worst way possible? See, like, some delicious fat content, and then and it just, like, dematerializes. Wonder if that's... You know, maybe this isn't the pattern for this hook size. Because that is rather small. So maybe a baby cloth? Because I got some baby eyes. Oh. Man. Sparse. Oh man, that makes a lot of sense. Because these round hairs, are they slightly hollow or is that only some? But regardless, that makes sense. Sparsing, that's really intense. I really appreciate that. The Y's, I'm missing a lot of Y's, and I hear less is more, but, and I know every situation is different, but it's, absent means the difference of understanding or just remembering like a phrase essentially. Grab it closer. I did see tarpon fly with mono, a ring of mono going inside the tails. I never seen that before. I'm not sure if that would also be used for deceivers, but that is neat. And fly tying zone. Okay. Oh, got the book right here. Yeah, the blinds. That's another one I want to make like a bunch of nice long shank. I guess I could make like a chubby one, but it's kind of a short shank. But yeah, I really want to tie through this. Some of them, before like I had a hard time grasping kind of, but now like between squid and cuttlefish and different shrimp configurations down there, a lot of these are starting to make sense, frankly. I'm trying to find an example. Like the tarpon ones with the, I'm still not too sure if this is a squid or a cuttlefish. And some of that stuff I feel like it helps to know in order to make decisions on constructing it as it's going. And the other ones are the crazy Charlies. I really like the bonefish flies in general. A lot, mostly upturned and weighted. Hell yeah. However, I'm not exactly sure how those are fished or presented. Are those something that's like dragged on the bottom, or I mean, I guess the upturned hook it makes sense, but I'm just not all too sure if it's something that moves fast in the water. Is it something that kind of like chills? But yeah. And these on this could look all bait fishy. I've tried to track down kind of what the crazy Charlie was to depict, however. Seems like pretty loosely interpreted. Just like a vaguely living creature. Yeah, like a kind of a culmination of, if you're ever in Palm Beach County, definitely swim under Blue Heron Bridge. It's really accessible. In a few feet of water, you can sit there studying shrimps. It's pretty nuts. Alright. I just like to look at pictures because sometimes proportions I don't know how to make that decision yet. And rather than getting hung up on it, because I like these, but I'm not too sure how these are these fish like bait fish? Because if so, I feel like these would be perfect for my like the scenarios I'm in. And can make them extra soppy. Man, I just can't wait to get out there though. Oh, is that the sky brightening up? No, that always gets me. Is it? Anyways. Look at the pink. God, it always throws me off. So this would be the belly. Maybe going at like an angle and then the clouser. Good morning, Jewel. I'm fixing to marks in the spot. If you have any patterns, I'm more than happy to try to tie anything. I'm really trying to find a groove anyway, and just been tying in the last few months. But out here, like if I was in my hometown, I'd be like I feel like a lot better by now. But it's so stagnant out here that I've just been also in the midst of just like total creative block, because it is very far everywhere. So it's just like those gators are in the one spot that I really really rely on, honestly. They are doing their business, their canal anyway. Man, I just don't know what to do with this hook, but it's so pretty. So, it's small. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, perhaps it's time to mess with, like, not red, but some hackle. I really need as many bait fish as I possibly can. Bait fish and shrimp. I have been posting around for, like, local people, because you never know. There might be a fly tire that lives right down the street, and I have no idea. But it's really hard to there's not like a spot that there's a downtown area, which has melted my brain. I had no idea. For a long time I thought I was like, man, I just want to live off grid, this and that. I'll live off grid on a tropical island. No offense. So, I'll live off grid if there's water you can swim in. without like well, no, brain eating amoebas in saltwater too, right? Can't remember. But I want to get an actinium so bad. I'm like, every day, I'm like, these gators are used to me at this point. They're so small. Like, I'll just whack them. But then you go out and there's like that 15-foot gator probably won't be there tomorrow because I feel like he wouldn't reach that size staying in one place, especially not in the suburbs. Like, there's 2 of them. Really? All right. I said that with such confidence. Oh, I hate this feeling so much. And the worst part is, it's the feeling of unlimited possibilities. I call that now option paralysis, which I didn't really hear that before. Just in passing. I really need to take advantage of bookmarks. That green glows. Green is near. Oh, mommy, where did it go? Yeah, this Australian saltwater flies. I need to work on the not diamond braid, has a diamond braid where it goes, you can unravel it. It looks really, really nice because it's so scaly and then it trails into it. I tried to like pace myself, but it is like, I don't know, Christmas every day. And it's really nice being able to learn like something new every day. Even if it's like a property of a feather. Like, saw penguin feathers on a stream. Blew my mind. Oh, I thought that was a flatwing. Guess that blew my mind too. And like the other thing too is like you could go through the same pattern book over and over again, and depending on like what I guess scenarios you're mentally thinking about, you notice something new every time. Alrighty, I should just pick a page and force myself to stick with it. This stuff is on the cheaper side. It's a more decent quality, but what is this? Can this stuff go on like the other stuff? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So would you tie it in there like here and then like inside out it? Is a little chewed up. Maybe a staple went in the braid. This one also need a dull needle to push stuff like this open. Maybe this will work. To get articulated also really bad. Oh. I can use this as kind of like a to slip it on. Oops, did not think about this. Now, I have not seen this stuff applied before, so I'm guessing, but I feel like this makes sense. I've seen it with other stuff, like that tubing maybe, but so long ago, before I had any real understanding or familiarity with anything. Oh. Alright, so I'll go back and then I will. Oh. Maybe I would finish like right here. Because, well, I'll go back because then it'll be like even more bound in there maybe. Ay. Um, oops. This could be in the belly. I screwed that up so much. So I'm gonna use glue for that. This is like in seconds. Okay. Give that a second. And then I'll try to slip it on like a sausage or alright, this might not be the right stuff. I don't know. Okay. Get back. It was easier to do it or get through this with this than I feel like it's gonna be. It's like ripping. I don't know. Okay. Oop. It's like a Chinese finger trap. I think I might wanna just mm, mm. Redo that. I would redo it, but, well, no, I can't. But, see how it's like pointing a little bit down? It's gonna have weights underneath, or weighted eyes underneath, so maybe that will be actually quite a little useful having point it slightly upward as the whole thing will be at a slight angle. So next time I'll do a smaller piece, just unravel. So easy. Oh, this is just like one. I think I mistake this material for something else. Maybe this is just for wrapping rather than like shoegaze. What? Okay, there's 3 strands. Okay, not bad. Oh, it's just a little too tight to slip over the hook. Oop, something in my eye. Certainly interesting. There's like a, like a thin elastic, or maybe like not elastic, but like a stabilizing plastic. Make it stronger. This metallic stuff. So maybe it would be, I'm not sure. Only a working theory. So what material is that I'm thinking of? Not that. Well, I mean, it's got a shiny body, so I could just build off of that. Ain't no thing. I'll just put a tuft of something here and ooh, Oh, jeez. That happened really fast. So, yeah. Let's go see if the gators